Welcome to the Straight Out of Home Video podcast, part of the Geeky Waffle Network. This week's episode is Phineas and Ferb the movie, Across the Second Dimension. I'm Candace, and with me is Bri.
Hello.
Vanessa. Hey. And our special guest, Chris Villain. Hey, Chris.
What's up, you guys?
So you are the one who picked this movie.
Yes.
May I ask why you picked a Phineas and Ferb movie?
What a good question to start off with. I am a huge Phineas and Ferb fan. I used to perform at the Disney parks as the host of the Phineas and Ferb show that we had here in California Adventure on my coast, and was a fan before that show, became a super fan while in the show, and have been a fan ever since. I'm obsessed with Phineas and Ferb.
So you're saying you personally know Phineas and Ferb?
Yes, they are very, very good friends of mine.
Love it.
Wow, okay. This is big, guys.
It's super casual. Like they wanted to be here today, but you know, it being summer and all, they're very, very busy.
Yes. No, they have so many adventures.
Yes.
Okay, so what we like to do is have Bri attempt to give a short summary of what we watched.
Attempt being the key word.
This is going to be great.
Part. Yeah. So, Bri, please explain to the audience what this movie is.
Kind of to start out with, the two little boys, Phineas and Ferb, they decided to create an enormous shuttlecock. That's the name. That's proper. And, they're going to play. And Perry the platypus, who's like this 007 platypus, he
yeah,
enters.
No, this is accurate.
Yeah, right? Okay, good.
Just imagine if you haven't ever seen this show.
I've never seen this show, by the way.
You haven't?
No, I've never seen it, which I know. After this movie, I'm like, I need to watch this show.
You should. No,
Wow.
I mean, like, I didn't see this show until very recently, and then it was called Phineas and Ferb. I'm like, okay, so it's about these two boys. No, it's about a platypus.
Yeah. I'm like,
Honestly.
okay, this is like my favorite character. It's like a 007 movie, and I'm like, here for it. So he enters his lair, and it becomes really kind of sad at first, because he's told, oh, don't get caught again, otherwise we're gonna have to move you to a different family. And again, I've never seen the show, but I was like, that's kind of rude, to remove him from a home, because I'm sure it's been multiple seasons, and he's grown
close
fond
to
of them.
boys.
Yeah, it seems like that.
I love that we're not even 3 minutes into this podcast. We're deep.
It is deep.
We're deep
I
in
was
the lore.
this is heartfelt and hurting, and I'm like, I don't want him to leave. And so this German mad scientist, that's what he is, right?
Doofenshmirtz. Use his name.
Doofenshmirtz. Sorry.
Yeah, can we get a fact check on Doofenshmirtz, the nationality,
It's a
please?
Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah,
Is that it? Is that it? So the
German.
mad scientist, German guy, Doofenshmirtz, yeah, he creates this other dimension eater. So it's intended to create portals to parallel dimensions, and so. But apparently he doesn't know how to science, apparently. I'm gathering
That's the whole
this.
thing about Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
So yeah, I can't science.
He's not good
so
at the
he
science.
needs the two little boys who apparently are the smartest people who can't figure out that they're... Do they know that the platypus is a 007 agent at this point or no?
No.
Oh wow. So
No.
Did you not?
okay,
did you not
so-
watch the movie?
No, I did, but I was I didn't know if in the seasons and if it changed. You know what I mean?
Two things. The running gag is that they never know that he's a 007 because he's 007. He's that good.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
two, fact checked. Doofenshmirtz is in fact German. Continue.
Okay, good.
Okay,
So
and
it's
yeah,
a
what they
German.
always... Perry always comes back at the end, and they're like, he's a platypus. He doesn't do much. Kind
Yeah.
of thing. They
Oh,
say
got
that
it.
all the
Okay,
time.
okay.
And it's
so
their line.
So
at the
I
end of
didn't
the
know if
movie.
it was
like-
oh,
napping.
there you are,
Okay,
Perry.
great. So he's chill platypus normally. So then, so German guy has to have two little kids figure out what's wrong with his machine that he built. So they just have to remove the self-destruct button, which I'm like, I don't know how that would solve things, but sure. So then basically the platypus can't stop them for doing this because he can't be caught because he doesn't want to leave them. So it's a very meta thing. Well, not meta. It's existential, existential
Bri.
crisis.
Bri,
Yes.
you're 10 minutes into the
Oh God. Okay, this isn't
5 minutes.
Short,
God.
concise.
Okay, so
Been very accurate so far.
I know. Okay,
So then basically they go on adventures and they meet their other selves. So it's basically like a whole Azkaban thing where they're, they have to avoid their other people. Well, they don't avoid their other people because they talk to them, which is weird.
yeah, they sing a song together.
I know, that's right. They do. What? Why? Okay, time travel.
It's not time
It's not
travel.
time travel.
No, that's
it's
right.
another
It's different
dimension.
portals. So different. Yeah. Okay, that's right. I was thinking
It's a
like,
dimension-
how can they meet these people? It's gonna change, but it won't. Different universes.
It's a dimension where Dr. Doofenshmirtz actually is competent.
He's smart. I know. It's like, oh, how would you feel
Well-
meeting your like smart self? I would feel really more dumb than like I do now.
Or Candace meeting like her badass self. That was really awesome.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that was cool.
I was like, oh look,
wait,
Candace.
wait. Okay. As a Candace, who actually spells it exactly the same way as the character played by Ashley Tisdale, I will say that children think I'm a narc because of my name.
By default?
Yes. They're like, oh, are you going to tattle on us, Candace?
Ooh, her name's
Candace.
Candace. She's gonna tattle on us.
Because that's like the only Candace like in nowadays fiction is it's a tattletale.
Yeah,
That's
that kinda
crazy.
sucks.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so,
Candace, now you can just say that you're the other dimension.
Yeah, you're the badass.
resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they get help from their like alternate selves, and then Perry gets kidnapped. So, that's a thing. And so the kids like go to rescue Perry, and then there's a whole lot of different universe people that come. Like, there's a whole lot of selves.
Yeah,
Like, a whole lot of
selves.
And I'm trying. There's a whole thing. They're almost like eaten or whatever. It's odd. And then
People just keep getting captured, and then
it's a
other people have to rescue them.
Yeah, it's like a whole lot of thing. My notes are crazy, by the way. Like, this is... I wrote this down, and I don't know even what I wrote. I was just like, there's a whole lot of, like, clones. It's basically like Clone Wars, but not. And so, yeah, I mean, they get out of it. Eventually.
the end.
The end.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
wow.
was a great summary.
Great. Yes, I'm sure everyone knows what we're talking about now.
Yeah, I mean, Perry, by the way, he's very happy at the end. It's a good ending for a double agent.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? That you can't say that summary wasn't accurate though.
Correct. It's
Yeah.
sure accurate.
It's chaotic, just kind of like the meeting yourself in other dimensions.
So something I really love about Phineas and Ferb is it's a good example of a mixed family since they're actually stepbrothers.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
but they're just like, that's my brother. And their parents are mom and dad.
Yeah.
So that's something I always appreciate.
They don't really address it as like, oh, stepbrother, stepmom. It's just kind of family.
Yep.
Oh, that's really
So-
sweet.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't even think you would know in the movie.
No, you
No,
really
I,
wouldn't.
I had to look it up because I was like, I feel like I need to know facts before.
Yeah, because like Ferb is British.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie, that threw me off, and I was like, "What?"
The like 4 words that he has in the movie.
Yeah, he doesn't. Does he not speak?
Yeah, it's kind of a thing. He doesn't really talk much because he's just like he's also like really smart, so he kind of just like builds the things and then like puts a thumbs up.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
He's that guy. And Thomas Brody Singus plays him, and I'm just like, he doesn't have to do much.
Yeah,
does he?
Those
Kind
residuals.
of. Come on, residuals.
Yeah.
Kind of side tangent. Have you guys been like, I don't know, this is weird because I just have been loosely kind of keeping up with the voice actor of Phineas on Twitter lately, and he goes on these like really funny like trend rants. This is kind of completely unrelated, but if you're listening to this, maybe go to that guy's profile because it's kind of funny.
You know
Vincent
what's funny?
Martella.
is the voice actor for Doofenshmirtz is like on TikTok. So I'll see him. Yeah. Yeah.
He's actually one of the creators.
He is.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't put
Dan
two together. Wow.
Provenmire. And the other creator plays Major Monogram, who is like the leader of the spy network Perry's a part of.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But he's on TikTok and he's really funny.
Dude.
Something interesting is this whole Phineas and Ferb was conceived after Provenmire sketched a triangle boy, Phineas, at a restaurant, and they developed the concept together, and then they pitched it to networks for 16 years before it did Channel.
No.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Wow. So that's a tale of never giving up.
And he's still a triangle.
Yeah, and he's still a triangle.
Dude, that show was like major successful too. That's crazy.
Wow. 16.
Both of those guys are super, super nice. They came and watched the show at the parks. And they were like so like down to earth and so humble, and they're like, thank you guys so much for like carrying on our legacy. And we're like, oh my gosh.
That's good to hear. Yeah,
I love it when I love it when you hear that like people are actually nice. In real life.
They were the sweetest, and Phineas and Ferb were very excited to see them in person too.
Oh, I bet. You know, those are their parents in a way too. Right?
It's awesome. What was you guys' like favorite, not even part of this movie, but I guess just your favorite, like, I don't know, not
Like aspect?
yes, aspect of the movie.
I forgot how much I loved the show until I watched this movie, and I think one of my favorite things about the show and this movie, it's really well represented in this movie, is the like really quick, like witty humor that is like, that I don't think kids catch on, but like are still entertained by, and adults definitely pick it up, but it's also like appropriate for kids, whereas a lot of like quick humor like that is like inappropriate. This is just funny.
No,
I
I
loved how
agree.
like Doofenshmirtz didn't realize it was Perry until he had the hat on.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like he's just like, that's a platypus over there. Puts a hat on. It's Perry. I don't know why. That cracks me up.
I just love that all of the animals who are secret agents, like the only thing that they have to distinguish them from other animals is that
That
hat.
hat.
And they're all so cute.
It really is.
They
cute.
are.
And I do have to say, like, I love Perry. I was
He's an
like,
icon.
yes. I'm like, I'm gonna root for this little platypus. You do you, and he's great. I felt for him.
He's truly an icon.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, you were speaking of like things that kids might not notice, and there were a lot of references. Like, the instrumental music definitely influenced by like the James Bond theme,
Yes.
I caught on
and
to that.
also when Jeremy rescues Candace, she's lying down like Princess Leia in the battle
Yes.
in the cell, and he comes in.
I noted. I still can't tell if this is a reference, but I openly gasped. Do we have any Avatar: Last Airbender fans in here?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Okay, hello, my brethren. How are you,
Wow.
my fellow benders?
I actually, my kittens are named Iroh and Toph.
We stan. Okay. I'm not sure if it was a reference, but I'm making it a reference. There is a random scene in the movie. Obviously, these are spoilers because we're talking about the movie, but at the end when the robots are like taking over, there is a woman running around with a watermelon and she screams, "My watermelons!" And I can't tell.
Like the cabbage guy.
Yes! And I was like, is that a Cabbage Guy reference?
It could
It has to be. It has to be. What
Yes.
There's literally no other explanation, and I'm furious that they put that in there, and I love it so much.
I feel like a lot of the animators, like for both like Nickelodeon and Disney, are friends. And
Oh, yeah.
they'll put things in each other's shows.
I did not notice that, but I'm so happy you brought that to my
You know what?
attention.
I
Go
think
back.
she might be more of an icon than Perry at this moment.
I think I paused, and my mouth was wide open. I paused the movie, and I was like, they didn't. There's no way. There's no way.
Now I kind of want, like, when Disneyland actually reopens to, like, Disney bound as the Watermelon Woman.
If you don't, you're fake.
What did you guys think of the music?
I mean, epic.
Yes.
Epicness. I think this is going to be mostly for Bri because Bri hasn't watched the show.
No.
But it's okay. This is why we're talking about it, I guess. Every episode of the TV show has an original song in it, which is really hard to do.
Yeah.
And it's good songs too.
They're good songs. Like there was
music.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember which one it was, but like I was sitting there and I'm like, this song is going to be stuck in my head, and it was for the rest of the day.
Dude, all the songs are like bops on bops on bops. And the movie didn't fail to do the same. They were all iconic. I'm pretty sure I like cried like at least once for no reason when the theme song started playing because I'm just a nerd.
Aww.
Oh, when they did that, when they're trying to explain what summer is.
Yeah. Oh my god. Why was I crying though?
Because summer's important.
It really is.
You know, I do have to say, because we compare everything to Return of Jafar.
That's the standard.
It is the standard.
Oh,
It's
no.
the first one.
One,
and
I will
it
say
made so much money.
better animation, better
Always,
writing,
always better animation.
and by far the better songs.
Bri, why are you can't even compare because like this
Well, I know
is, like,
you
the
can't,
qualities-
but we always compare, so I just have
I know.
to make.
I know.
I have to tell them it's better than Return of Jafar.
I can't tell if I'm obsessed with that being the bar or if I'm really upset with that being the bar.
It kind of is upsetting because the animation is so horrid. they just really did Aladdin and Fam very
Whoa.
wrong.
They did
And they
already.
give 2 songs to Iago, so you know.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? Very noteworthy that this movie had budget because the animation is bomb.
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
well, Doofenshmirtz had a duet with himself.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
amazing.
Which was that? Okay, maybe this is just in my head, but it kind of felt like Austin Powers.
Wait, what?
Like,
Oh.
you know, like
Explain.
Dr. Evil. And just
Oh.
like all he does, I'm like, oh, this is kind of because he's incompetent as well. And I just felt
Well, he is a parody of all those like the mad scientists, James Bond villains, you know,
True.
just in general. And I like how the evil version of him had a goatee and an eye patch and even a scar on the eye patch.
Some of the,
It's
I
like-
mean, yeah.
It reminded me of like the Star Trek, the evil dimension kind of thing.
And then the scar goes over the eye patch.
Yes. I think like the humor in this movie and the show in general, like the wittiness, because they're so self-aware that they're like, yeah, so that scar goes over the eye patch, huh? And he's like, yep. And they're like, okay. And then they just move on to the next thing.
I think one of the my other favorites from him was when he's like, I'm usually thwarted by now. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
So self-aware.
Yeah.
it is really funny. Like that humor really suckered me in, and I was like, I really need to watch the show.
Yeah, one part that just like had me like cracking up is so Candace thinks that there's this like magical force that keeps her from like cracking down on her brothers. And her best friend Stacy's like, Candace, you're crazy. But then like all these people start disappearing and Stacy starts freaking out and she just makes a shrine to the invisible force.
Yeah, she really jumps on that train really quick.
And she's just like
I mean, I don't blame her.
Yeah. It was just like, I was like, wow, she got flowers, she's got framed photos.
She's got
She's ready to go.
She's got it all. And this is going to be for Bri again as part of the show. Obviously, Phineas and Ferb, they build all of these crazy contraptions, roller coasters, giant robots, and always...
An airplane.
And airplanes. Always miraculously, by the end of the episode...
It's gone.
It's gone, like in
Oh, yeah.
half a second. And it's always when the mom comes out, and then she's like, look, everything looks fine, Candace, calm down.
That was another self-aware moment that I was like, this is amazing. That
So-
Candace is just like, oh my God, if I get my mom to come out here, it will be over.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
she understands how it
like-
works.
that must be traumatizing for Candace, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Like,
All the time.
Everything's traumatizing for me.
I mean, she's gonna need therapy.
Oh no,
yeah,
the funny
she's
well,
being like gaslit or something.
well, and the funny thing
It's
is
like-
that I kind of wonder, I was like, she does this stuff all the time, and the mom's like, okay, you're obviously like making these things up. I'm kind of surprised the mom hasn't already sent her to therapy, because as a mom, I'd be like, why do you keep making these things up?
And they're like outlandish things.
Yes.
Like
They opened their own theme park.
In their backyard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just another day, Bri.
Yeah, here's the thing. I guess I'm a little more jealous of them that I can't build incredible theme parks in a day and then take it down before anyone finds out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad for Candace a lot. I feel, because it's one of those things. It's a Ferris Bueller type of thing.
Yes.
Where it's just like it's not that you want the other people to be busted or anything, but you also are just like, well, the sister isn't wrong.
Yeah.
She's not.
There's definitely a point where you start to feel sorry for her.
Yes.
Because, like, at first you're like, dude, Candace, piss off. They're trying to have fun. And then it's like, you know what? She's kind of right, though.
Yeah, there's some stuff they do that is, like, fairly dangerous,
Fairly is being generous.
They made okay, one time, Isabella's pet chihuahua ate, like, a sash, I think it was. So they made, like, a shrinking submarine to go and get it back.
What? I'm sorry, I'm trying to wrap my head around that because, okay.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't her chihuahua also a secret agent?
Yes, it is.
Perfect.
He has a little hat, too.
I feel like we can just assume any animal on the show has the potential to be a secret agent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice of you, Vanessa. They're like, you have the potential.
Yes.
That is, they're like potential slayers.
Because I feel like there were a lot of lessons that can be learned from this movie. Number one for me was that people have the potential to be just born evil, because Doofenshmirtz, his alter ego, was like, I lost my choo-choo train got taken away. And he's like, that's it?
Oh, yeah, like
yes.
The drama.
in the series, Doofenshmirtz has like a traumatic childhood that we get like flashbacks to, and you're like, it's funny, but it's
yeah,
also,
exactly.
like,
And it's just like, oh, okay, so I see why you turned evil, but alternate universe Doofenshmirtz, he was just born evil.
Yeah. But he's kind of the level of petty as Maleficent.
You're not wrong there.
Yeah.
You're not wrong there.
She's like, I'm not invited to a party. Kill everyone.
Lessons learned.
Invite people to
learns not to
parties
grow
and
up
don't
too
take
fast.
away train sets. Got it.
Don't take
Yeah.
away train sets.
accept people into art school when they want it.
There you go. I'm trying to formulate a lesson that I learned. I'm struggling here. I want to say something more. I want this to be more eloquent, but I something along the lines of, after they visited like their other dimension selves and like other dimension selves in that song, like I want to say that like people have the potential in them to be like a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just based off different events. Like, he lost his choo-choo, now he's super evil. But, like, if he didn't lose his choo-choo, he'd just be an idiot. You know what I mean?
That's very true. And then Candace, of course, like instead of being this tattletale older sister, she is this kick-ass older sister who is taking care of her brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, it was definitely nice to see her not just be a tattletale.
And the
for
funny
once.
thing is like I feel like all of them learned a certain lesson, and then of course at the end, I don't think that any of them will actually remember any of that.
Yeah, so like Bri was saying in their summary, is if they realize that Perry is actually a secret agent, he'll have to go to a different home.
Yeah.
So at the very end of this movie, Major Monogram, like, there's a way for them to like lose their memory.
Oh, kind of like Men in Black it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Men in Black.
Yeah,
That's
Men
a
in
perfect
Black
example.
So
Also cried there because I'm just a child, I guess.
No, I cried there too.
I totally understand that, because, well, one, it was emotional to begin with because you're, thinking like, oh man, if you have to give up Perry, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And then two, all like losing the memories of stuff like that. I don't know. That's always a weird I don't know. Like with Doctor Who, with Donna.
Oh, that
I
made me
like, yeah, it's
stop.
just, it's always tragic somehow.
And like stuff that happened in this movie were things that like, as if you were watching the show consistently as a kid, you waited forever to happen, and then they happened, and now you're just gonna erase it.
I know.
You're waiting for characters to meet. Like, there's always like a plot of Doofenshmirtz and Perry, and usually like Phineas and Ferb like have nothing to do with that. But you're like, it would be cool to see them meet Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To see Perry in action, and then also for Candace to like just like appreciate her little brothers.
Yeah.
Well,
Because what she's doing right now isn't working.
right.
No, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to quickly say is because there's that new movie coming out of Phineas and Ferb. That's Candace Saves the World, right?
No, it's Candace Against the Universe.
Candace Against the Universe. I guess you don't save anything. But
Yeah, exactly. I know. I'm sorry.
when watching this, I kind of had that in the back of my head. And like when she met the Kick-Ass one, I was like, I wonder if that maybe like, yeah, there's memory loss, but is that going to linger in her? You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, is it going to kind of affect what Candace says in this new one?
I wonder if maybe they forget the actual like actions, but they remember the certain feeling. Or...
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are going deep into this.
Listen.
Yeah, there's some
Deep in the
This
Phineas
backstory.
and
movie
Ferb,
got
I mean-
deep right when they were like, Perry, you can't get caught, buddy. Otherwise, you're losing your family.
You know what? You know what else was super deep on that topic? Was like this whole like trust issue with Phineas and Perry going on through like
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that was low key dramatic, but like I'm here for it.
That was dramatic. There was another heartbreaking thing was when they all get transported to the new world and they see that Doofenshmirtz has taken over everything and Perry starts crying because he's so upset. I was like, no, I can't take this.
Because
Isn't
he's
it so
worked so
crazy?
hard to not let that happen.
It's so crazy. Like, Perry, like, does not say a word, but there's so much emotion.
Yeah,
Even with his, like, little...
He's a perfect silent actor.
He doesn't need words.
he has his own
No.
chorus.
No, he doesn't.
Perry.
Does he?
Oh yes, he does. That was pretty
Clicking.
good.
Thank
That
you.
sounded like more. Well,
Yeah. Oh, Bri. Do you got a platypus over there?
it sounded like.
It's so silent in the background.
I have a little. No, I can't say that. Otherwise, I'll lose him. Candace.
Oh no!
Wow.
You are a tattletale.
I knew it.
It's coming full circle.
I'm telling Mom. So what we also like to do is have people guess what the Rotten Tomato score for this is.
Oh,
The Rotten
I'm
Tomato score?
I'm hoping it's like 98%.
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
like high, like 90.
I feel like I want it to be high, but I feel like Rotten Tomatoes is notoriously like horrible.
That's true.
I would be offended if it was any lower than 75, but I hope they gave it at least an 85.
Okay, so the critic score is 100%.
Yes! Wait, what?
All right.
Okay, it only has like 5 reviews though from professional critics.
Okay.
But all those 5, 100%, which
Do they do
great.
that?
Amazing.
Not often.
I didn't even know
So-
they did that.
yeah. So, but the audience score is 79, and
How dare they?
What?
I know that
Ew.
Who do they
21%
think they
doesn't
are?
have a heart.
Who do they
Okay, but
think they are?
What do they not like?
I don't know. I feel like
They must have not liked their own sense of humor because that movie was awesome.
they didn't have one.
Like, how do you think you're gonna be like better
Oh.
than a critic?
Yeah, what?
So the super fans that didn't like this movie said strictly for diehard fans, animation at its worst. By that, I mean that the actual film is what's wrong here. The animation is good, but it's just for kids. I find it hard to believe that any adult would like this and would be able to sit through this.
Okay, so what?
All right.
So what if it was for kids? Like, why are you watching it then?
That was some 8-year-old trying to be educated.
Yeah, that was someone trying to be all like tough and
I don't like this
Oh,
movie. My
man.
friend Billy said they did. I'm gonna prove them wrong.
Wow. I don't understand. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
It was clearly, I mean, the critics, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 100%, and you have the audacity? No.
Chris, you're taking this really personally.
I really am. I'm really offended because that movie was so good. And if the critics gave it 100%, you have zero right.
That's true.
Oh, one person says Phineas and Ferb means nothing. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's stupid. I don't know why people love this so much. I hate it. I think it's one of the worst TV shows in Disney. This is just my opinion.
Wow.
And I'm like, have you seen some other stuff Disney's come out?
Oh my god.
So just trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just people trolling freaking Phineas and Ferb when it's so clever, and it's more clever than most of the kids shows out there.
Yeah, and why
There's
are
like
they
you
trolling?
can feel the effort and the love in the show.
They need a life.
A lot of people are just like, love it. One of the best Disney Channel original movies, and funny and crazy in a good way. So yeah.
Well,
I feel like this is the only one that we've reviewed so far, but correct me if I'm wrong, that has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
it's also, I feel like the first one where we were all like, I love
thoroughly
this.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I to this day didn't even know Rotten Tomatoes gave anything 100%. So I would be very surprised if you guys reviewed something else that had 100%.
I know.
Yeah,
and
I didn't think they were capable.
I found out how many this movie premiered to, which is insane. Do you guys know it?
No.
7.6 million viewers. And
Nice.
yeah, it makes it one of the highest rated animated programs on cable in more than 3 years.
And you know, like Disney Channel, they'll just keep playing it throughout the weekend when they premiere something. So it was seen by definitely more kids than that.
Yeah.
Even.
But that's crazy. And it's like the highest rated, like when I found that out, I was like, I can see why. Like the show, that person's lying. The show is really funny.
It's funny. It's clever. Like I watched the whole series.
It
Like
has
whenever I'm
heart.
sick, I watch a kid's usually animated series because it's something you don't have to like really engage yourself with. But with this, I got really engaged with the story and with the characters. And like Chris said, there's a song in every episode and it's actually a good song. It's not just one of those like little jingle kind of
I
thing.
feel like the
Yeah.
Disney sequels should take note.
What? Indeed, they should.
We've heard some really awful songs, aka
Yeah.
Cinderella 2.
AKA Cinderella. Oh my, I was just about to say
Never
that.
forget Cinderella too.
It haunts me.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Don't.
Don't.
Oh my gosh.
We
You
want
guys. Why was so because now I'm like doing research on my computer because I'm like clearly the show had ratings, clearly everything did so well. Why was it canceled?
Disney
Phineas and
has this thing where after they get so many episodes, they're like, we have enough for syndication.
I hate
Go on
that.
to the next thing.
Yeah.
I know, I hate that too. Like, I remember they brought back Kim Possible because all the fans wrote in for an extra season. So maybe we need to do another write-in.
Well,
Maybe
they're
we
giving
need
them
to.
movies, though.
Yeah, we have a Phineas and Ferb, the movie, Candace Against the Universe.
When is that coming out?
The 28th.
I found a little article on HuffPost here that says this is citing the HuffPost. I don't know if that's allowed, but we're doing
yeah,
it.
Go
totally.
for it.
Because I'm like, I literally typed in, why did they cancel Phineas?
Why?
It says, and I quote, not because anyone in Mouse House upper management decided to pull the plug on this Emmy Award-winning animated series, but rather because Dan Pavin, I'm going to butcher your last name, Dan, I love you, I'm just not even going to say it, and Jeff Marsh decided that it was time.
Oh.
Aw.
I guess they did cover like all of summer and more.
know
Because it's like
what?
every day
Yeah.
in summer.
I can admire this. Like, let's not drag it out for years to when it becomes crap. Let's just like end it on a high note. We did what we wanted to do, and we accomplished summer.
I agree because you know, I there's nothing more disappointing to shows that completely jump the shark.
Yeah.
So
And they did go off to make Milo's Murphy's Law afterwards with Disney. So they're still working at Disney, and the animation style is very similar too.
and probably just as funny. I haven't seen
Wait,
it.
Milo, what is this show? I've never heard of this.
It's Milo Murphy's Law. It's a fictional great-great-great-grandson of the Murphy's Law namesake. And
Oh my
he's the
gosh.
personification of Murphy's Law, where anything that could go wrong will go wrong.
That's funny.
Wait, why have I never watched this?
I don't know. I've only seen the like trailers, like probably. Oh, there's crossover with Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Crossover app.
Yeah.
I mean, I do appreciate shows ending it when they need to end it. But, I mean, they're still pumping out movies and crossover episodes. So
I think, well, I think that's it's a little less pressure because you don't have to
totally,
create
but,
it.
I
So
mean,
if
that
you have an
means-
idea,
I wonder how
Yeah.
many movies they're eventually going to do then.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's a really great Phineas and Ferb Star Wars movie too. And there's also a Marvel crossover.
I saw those on Disney Plus, and I haven't seen either of those. But when I was typing in Phineas and Ferb, those popped up, and I was like, "I'm sorry, what?"
I love the Phineas and Ferb Star Wars one. We need
Do
to
they
cover
reenact
it for
the
this.
movie?
They do in a way, like,
Not
but the
everything.
characters are like in the story, and they have their own like adventure. Like
Oh.
Phineas and Ferb are on Tatooine with Luke.
Oh my
And-
gosh.
Do you guys know how
Yeah.
big of a Star Wars fan I am?
What?
Do you know how big of a Star Wars fan I am?
Brad.
We've been reviewing all the Star Wars movies.
Yes, on our podcast, The Geeky Waffle.
Shameless
Are you aware that I'm currently looking at my Jedi robes right now?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You and Candace need to have a discussion.
Hi.
I have a lot
true.
of feelings.
She basically, she's like, Bri, since haven't seen hardly anything, which is true, because I was a big Star Wars fan, like back in
Back in
high
the day.
school and stuff.
Okay.
And then I don't know where my head went. And Candace is like, we're gonna watch everything. I'm like, okay.
So
yeah.
wait, has this happened?
We're still, well, the episodes are still coming out, but I literally made her watch the Clone Wars movie, the holiday special,
Oh, the holiday
all
special.
11 live action movies too.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've gotten them to watch everything.
You're doing God's work.
I know, I'm trying to get them to watch the series too.
The clone,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, we're getting off track here, but the Clone Wars series should be an essential viewing for
Thank
any Star
you.
Wars.
Also, Rebels. Rebels has a special place in my heart.
I feel like true friendships are blossoming right here.
They
No.
false. They were already blossomed. Everyone's just getting to see them.
Oh,
They're just blooming more.
They will just
Yes.
more and more
continue
petals
to-
are
yeah.
popping up like boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
I'm guessing everyone would suggest this movie.
Yes.
Right.
100%.
Recommend.
Yeah.
Thumbs
I
up.
would definitely suggest the series beforehand.
Yes, I would too, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't
and
look
all my
like that.
friends who have kids, they watch this with their kids.
Yeah.
At least the ones I talk to who are familiar with the series, and they think it's cute and it's good and the kids like it. So it's something that like parents can watch and not be completely
or
bored.
just and just adults living their life, they can also watch this
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I've been doing that. I know friends that have been doing that. Very
I
enjoyable.
mean, yeah, I feel like we're all adults here, and I feel like we all
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I loved it. And I
you
can't
know,
wait for the next one.
Unlike that one mom, remember that one mom who like came on Instagram? She's like, millennials shouldn't go to Disney if they don't have
yeah.
kids.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what?
Childless millennial.
Can I just?
I just
live my
I
life.
don't understand, like, who hurt you?
I don't know. It's like, who hurt you enough to also just be like, there's a certain age at which you can
Yeah.
stop feeling happy? Like, what?
Get out of here.
I know, like animation is for everyone. It's not just when you're like 6.
Yes.
I hate
So,
people like that. Like,
Me
don't
too.
tell me what I can and can't enjoy.
Yeah. And in that vein, watch Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
No matter
Do
what
you
your
want to
age.
be happy?
No matter what
Watch
your age.
Phineas and Ferb.
That's true. And then you can cry about summer.
As I did multiple times.
Well, the great thing is, like, once you're an adult, summer means nothing except it's like hot and gross.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of like reminds you of those carefree days when summer actually was fun.
It really did, though. It brought back so much nostalgia for me, where they started like just like Not when they sang the theme song and I cried, not that part. But then when they were talking about it, I was like, oh my gosh, dude, remember when summer was lit and it was like a 3-month long holiday?
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh,
just
those were
hanging out at the
days.
pool, going to the beach, going to camp, even though I hated camp.
I hated camp.
I kind of liked camp.
Chris, can you tell people how to find you online?
Absolutely. If you want to go into honestly any social media platform and type in Chris Villain like the bad guy, I'll probably pop up. But there are a few variations. I know on Twitter I'm Chris.Villain because some loser out there has my handle. And
We feel that.
Yeah,
let's Perry Platypus them. And then,
we really should.
yeah.
But yeah, Chris, mostly just at Chris Villain on everything. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
No.
And if you find me on one of those, it'll usually send you out to everything else.
Okay, sounds good. Bri, can you tell people how to find us?
Yeah, of course. Go to the geekywaffle.com, and that's where we have all of our straight out of home videos, as well as our Geeky Waffle podcast and blogs that, people have written. I can say words. It's fine. And then also Candace is our resident Twitter queen, and you can find us at geeky_waffle. And then also we have a Facebook community called Geeky Waffles. So come on and join us and be geeky.
Yes, and I promise not to tattle to your mother if you follow us.
Sure, Candace.
That's what a Candace would say.
Candace. I am Resistance Candace. I have a Resistance Star Wars jacket that I wear whenever it gets below 75 degrees. So I am that version. Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining us and talking about this.
This was
lovely movie.
This was my complete and undying pleasure to be here today.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for listening. We hope you have a happily ever after, of course, until the sequel.